if we want to find uncompetitive niches that pay $200-ish a week, we want to look for... Alright guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to find uncompetitive niches that pay around $200 a week. Now, we're talking about niches that fall into the spectrum of local SEO or search engine optimization. So this is where you work with a business owner in the area, let's just say like a chiropractor, and your job is to rank their website on the first page of Google to help them get more patients who need back adjustments. You get paid every time you help them get more. Now, there's two particular business models that I usually use, and I recommend you use. Business model number one with this is just client SEO. You go, you find a client, they pay you every month, maybe $1,000 a month. You rank them and you keep them ranked as long as they keep paying you $1,000 a month. Business model number two that I really like, and this one's good for beginners, is called lead generation. The way lead generation works is you get a website ranked, but you do it under generic branding. So if you were working with Bob's Chiropractor, you wouldn't create the site bobschiropractor.com, you would create the site like citynamechiropractor.com or affordablechiropractor.com, something like that, something generic. And what you would do is you would rank that site ahead of time and then go seek out your client like Bob and offer to either let him rent the site, that would be called like rank and rent, or just sell them on a per lead basis. So what I usually like to do, regardless of which one I'm going to pursue, which business model I'm going to pursue, is I like to do analysis, competitive research ahead of time so that I know that the niche I'm entering is going to be uncompetitive, meaning that it's not going to be saturated with tons and tons and tons of people trying to rank for this. Now, the cool part is this is local SEO, which means that mostly local business owners are going to be going after these searches anyways, but still I'd rather be on the safe side and know that I'm going into this with a fighting chance than trying to waste all kinds of time and money trying to rank these sites. So we're gonna hop on the computer and I'm gonna break down how to do this, as long as you smash that like button for me. Also, if you're new here and you're not subscribed to the channel, this is the place where we talk about entrepreneurship, personal finance, and strategies just like this. So you should drop below, you should subscribe, you should take the bell notification icon, and I will update you every time I post a new video. All right, let's get started. All right, so we want to start by looking where our competitors are, and we want to run this search string, website.com in quotation marks, and then followed by in URL website.com. This basically is a search string that tells Google, hey, we want to know all the websites that are linking to this website minus the website itself. I know it sounds a little complicated right now, but don't worry, I will show you how to do it. So we're gonna start off by going to Google, and I'm gonna start off my search by picking a niche and a location that I think I'd like to work with. So let's just say I'm thinking about going after tree trimming, and I'm gonna pick an area in Wisconsin. Let's just say Mequon. Let me first pull up Google Maps to show you my thinking that gets involved when I'm picking out a location. So notice that if I search for Milwaukee, this is the large city that is in the area. It's the largest one. But what I want to do is I want to try and find a suburb outside of this big city. That is the first key to picking an uncompetitive niche. I would say that that's probably step one, in fact. The reason why is we know that all businesses over here are going to be trying to target Milwaukee. It's the biggest city. We can see that in the map by how large it is, and it's bolded. So what you want to do to immediately avoid that is you want to start going after the smaller cities. So I might even start by making a list of what are some of the smaller cities nearby. I see St. Francis, Cudahy, Butler, Mequon. So I'm just going to start making note of that. That would be the first thing that I would do, because these are going to be all the cities that I'm going to want to check. So let's do that. St. Francis, if I can type, Cudahy, Butler, Mequon. I could keep going, but I would just start with like 6 probably. Let's do Sussex, Colgate. Okay, so we got 6 good ones that we can go now and we can compare. Now you might be thinking, well, what if I go after these cities and it's just like not enough search volume and we don't get enough calls or leads or people coming to the website. That's a valid thought, but here's the thing. There's people probably living in all of these cities, and chances are pretty good that they're gonna need tree trimming too, or whatever other local niche you're going after. So when it comes to local SEO, my approach is to go after this, build out sites, and look for sites or areas that aren't competitive and take my chances, because I know that there's people living in these cities. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that these people are going to need these same services just as the people in Milwaukee did. It's okay if they're not in such huge volume, because it's going to be a lot easier. We're going to be able to get these sites up and ranked with a lot less work than people who are going after Milwaukee and competing with each other. Now let's go and let's start comparing. So let's go and check St. Francis tree trimming. So I'm gonna go to Google and we'll type in tree trimming St. Francis WI, just in case there's other St. Francis's. Okay, so we could check the 3-pack depending on what method you're going after. If you're doing lead generation, you're probably not going after the 3-pack, and that's okay because the organic gets results as well. If you are doing client SEO though, the 3-pack is a nice, easy way to rank. So we'll just go ahead in this specific scenario, we'll check the 3-pack, and maybe on the next one, I won't check the 3-pack. So what we wanna do is we wanna open up their website, and we can see here their website URL. We're going to go ahead and we're gonna copy that. Okay, this is our top competitor for St. Francis. So I'm gonna paste in their website here, and I'm going to go back into Google, and I'm going to do this little search string now. So the search string is quotation marks, their website, but we don't want to do any forward slashes. We don't want to do any www dots or HTTP. We just want the website.com. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to follow it up with a minus in URL colon the website again. Again, this is telling Google, hey Google, I want to see every site that is linking to jwklptreeservice.com, but don't show me if they're linking to themselves. Is basically what we're telling Google. What we're doing is we're finding out the number of backlinks that this specific tree company has. Now, if you don't know what a backlink is, let's pretend that you went and got an article written about you on CNN's website. And at the end of CNN, they said, hey, if you're interested in tree trimming, go check out Paul. And they linked back to my website. That would be considered me having a backlink from CNN. Now, what Google does is they use these backlinks as sort of a measurement or a guide on who they should put at the top of the search results. It's not the only thing they use, but in experience, it's one of the most important things that they use. So the theory here is if we want to find uncompetitive niches that pay $200-ish a week, we want to look for niches that don't have a lot of backlinks. The competitors don't have a ton of backlinks, because this is the theory behind it. This is what goes through my mind as I'm thinking about this. If they have a lot of backlinks, why? Why did they go after and waste time getting so many backlinks? Probably because they needed them to rank, otherwise they wouldn't have done it, right? That's what goes through my mind. So let's go ahead and let's execute this search and see what we find. Okay, so we find about 30 results. Now the cool part about this is not only are we finding results, we're finding exactly what backlinks they have. We know that they're on HomeAdvisor, Better Business Bureau, birdeye.com. Not only that, but we can literally create a spreadsheet of these sites that they're on, and we can try to get listed on them too as well. I can see some of them are just spam sites, like little local directories, and most of them are duplicate. If I go and I start going back, Google says about 30 results, but really the majority of them are duplicates and they've been filtered out. So these are kind of just junk sites, I would say. They're like domain lookup sites. I'm not gonna really consider that a backlink. This IP neighbor range, again, this is just listing like every single website that exists on the internet. That's not really a backlink either. This I'm not really sure about. This looks like some sort of spam link. Maybe they bought backlinks somewhere. So maybe we would consider this, but it kind of looks spammy to me. But other than that, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because there's 2 BBBs, 6, and Home Advisor. I'm gonna consider that they have 6 backlinks. So in order for me to compete with this company, I'm gonna need roughly 6 backlinks. And I know exactly which backlinks to go after to get me the same results. Now, if I wanted to do this again, to see like, you know, what do the other competitors have, just to kind of gauge it, I could do that again, and I could go after the next person, you know, number 2 on the list of who's ranking for that keyword. But one other thing I might want to do is I might want to look at their website and check out how much content do they have. And in this case, they have pretty much no content. I mean, I would say I would give this maybe 150 words, and they have a contact page, photo gallery, which has no photos. I mean, this would be a prime candidate for even a website design. That might be a good way for me to reach out. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make note, they have no content. I could basically come into this niche right here and probably just totally kill it, crush it, outrank them. It would be like no problem. This is what you want to pay attention to, because this is how you're gonna get good results. I could even look at their Home Advisor. Now, this to me solidifies my whole theory on the fact of I don't care if it's a big city, because chances are people in this city are gonna need tree service too. I mean, they've got a 4.9 star rating on Home Advisor with 42 reviews. And as you know, most people aren't gonna leave reviews. I mean, it just isn't the case unless it's a bad review. Most people don't really leave good reviews though, unless they really had an exceptional experience. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, no pun intended, with the tree trimming, and say that if they've got 42 good reviews, they probably did a ton of tree trimming work to get that, because most people don't leave good reviews. This is literally the process I go through, guys. And again, if I didn't have a win here with this one, I would go and I would move on to my Cudahy one here, and I would check again. I mean, I could literally do this all day long and find solid niches that are going to make me a ton of money. All right, guys, so on that note, that is exactly how you find these niches that pay $200-ish a week. Now, I base that off of how many calls we send this actual contractor. I use my call tracking platform Dialhawk to send these calls over to them, and then it tracks it and bills them on autopilot. I'll try and leave a link in the description of this video if you want to learn more about how I do that. But in a nutshell, the tracking phone number tracks all the calls that come in through my lead generation website, and then it bills them on autopilot and sends them an invoice for it and totals them up as often as you want, every week, every 2 weeks, every month. That's up to you. But that is the strategy here. I really love this strategy because you could just knock these sites out fairly quickly. And it does take work. I'm not saying it's easy and you're not gonna do any work. It does take work, but the nice part is that it kind of compounds and it starts to become passive over time. All right, so smash a like on this video. If you're not following me yet here on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and tick that bell notification icon so I can update you the next time I post a video. If you're not following me on Instagram, I post videos there as well. My handle is @HelloPaulJames. But until next time, guys, I will see you in another video. I am Paul James. Peace out.